Hey, how's it going?
Going great, and you?
I'm doing all right. Nice
I
room,
think.
man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I worked a lot on that background, so
Oh, yeah. No, it's badass. Very metal.
yeah, quite metal. That's the goal, obviously.
Yeah.
Motorhead,
Yes, yes, yes.
that's a nice one. I
The mo
maybe you know the band I'm wearing today.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but
Yeah, that's a rare shirt too. I only made 50 of those.
just 50.
Just 50, yeah. I
Oh
might
my
repress
God,
it soon, but yeah.
I love that T-shirt. Can you hear the rain? It's such a great song on the first EP, man.
Fuck yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you will be wearing the sunglasses, so I had mine just in case.
Oh, I'm just a regular dude when I'm not playing on stage.
That's nice. I think that's the first time I see your eyes, actually. So,
I get that kind of often on the road too. People go, "Oh, I can recognize you without the glasses." It's the first time I see your eyes and stuff. I'm like, "Oh, interesting." I mean, we got a few photos of me with playing without glasses and stuff, but yeah,
that's great. And yes, today obviously we'll talk about the new album Neverland and a lot of other stuff.
yeah,
It will be out like on September the 20th with on Century Media Records.
yep,
And yes, I remember uh you were saying back 3 years ago, like when Strength was just been released, and you said it was quite an exhausting period of songwriting, and I think you were through hard times at the period in your life too.
yeah.
And so, what's the difference on this album? How was the songwriting process compared to the other two albums?
I was just, you know, I was still kind of burnt out at the beginning of the process, but as time went on, I kind of got over that. So you have some songs on here that are a bit more hopeful. And by the end of it, I was just having fun with it. I don't know if that's because I just stopped caring or if I truly was able to let go of what other people think about me or anything like that. So that's probably been the biggest changes. It's easy to say you don't care about stuff, but when you truly don't, life becomes a lot easier.
Man, I have to admit that in my own life, for a long period of time, I was caring way too much about what others can think about me,
Yeah,
about what I'm doing.
yeah.
And in the end, people doesn't care that much since they are really busy with their own life, their own problems. So they don't really care. So you are like giving yourself a hard time for sweet fuck all.
Yeah,
So
I think it's kind of a byproduct of your 20s if you hang out in like a scene or something where everyone seemingly is in everyone else's business all the time. You start going, "Oh, you'll stress out over stupid things like going to your mom's house for dinner, like, oh, I didn't go, she's gonna be mad, like, you're like, dude, it's fine. Like, anyways,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Except if it's the 10 times in a row you're you're not
yeah,
showing
yeah,
up.
yes, yes, yeah. Well, then
But
yeah.
but yeah, the process to let go and just do your best. And I think you we just have to do the best we think we can do, try to improve ourselves as individual, but at the same time you want to be the person you want to be, regarding your taste, your values, and what others thinks. That's not their business.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So that's cool. Think it's a great thing you are more relief and more relaxed with that. And yes, once you're exposed to public, and especially when you're in a band that it's going up the ladder, that a lot more attention on you.
Yeah,
So it's changed your life for sure.
yeah, it totally has. It's funny actually, as you start, there's like a threshold, you know, when you first start out, you're used to getting no attention. You're used to no one caring about your band or what you do. And so when you start getting a little attention, you place a lot of emphasis on it. Like you get one positive comment on your thing and you're like, I got to respond to that and say thank you. Or you get one email saying, you know, your music is so important to me. And you're like, I must respond to this. But when it starts happening all the time, it actually becomes easier to kind of disconnect because you have to. There's no other way. You simply don't have enough time to
Yeah.
place the amount of attention you used to on all these things. So at a certain point, it actually becomes a lot easier to go like, you know, like I said, I really cared what fans would think, what people would think about me when I do anything or whatever. And now it's more like, you know what? I don't know you. Thanks for listening to the music, but if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And thank you.
Yeah, totally. It doesn't mean you don't care. It's just there's too much things going on. And you have also your loved ones in your life, and you, there's 24 hours in a fucking day, and we are sleeping like a third of that. So
Yeah,
what can you do? You can start to answer back people. You will not like write music or
right.
do concerts or yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's real. That's right. And yeah, and it does get harder because I still manage a lot of the things for the band. You know, I run our web store. I take care of a lot of logistical things. I manage our tours. You know, things like that. And so, you know, you find as you start going on, it's like, okay, now I have to allocate time to specifically writing music, or you know, it cannot become secondary. So yeah, that's a tough part.
Yes, priorities. And but you're like you said, you're at the threshold. So once the band will get a little bit bigger, you will be able to get rid of like the management and a lot of things that you are currently doing.
Yeah, if
And
I want to. If I
yeah,
want. Yeah, yeah. I still really love running the web store. It gives me something to do during the day. But also I like managing because I like to be really involved in what's going on. I like to know where all the money is going and why the
yeah.
decisions are being made, and keeping in touch, because otherwise you start to make mistakes. You start going, you know, you can't lose touch with what's going on. That's how you start going downhill.
And talking about that, what's a usual week for Gabriel Franco where you're not on the road or just not just music wise, just a
Oh,
week?
you know, it's changed over the years. If you had asked me that 2 years ago, it would have been wake up, emails, guitar all day, and then go out and ride my bike and, you know, go drink or party or something or go to a concert, and then repeat. You know, of course, with days off here and there. But like now it's a bit more, okay, 2 days a week I have band practice with the guys. Um, Typical day, I spend a little bit of time playing guitar. I'm playing less right now because I'm not really in album writing mode. We just finished one. I'm ready to like kind of chill out for a sec. But you know, I'll play some video games. I'll
Which
send a
one?
I take well, I play a lot of Diablo 2 right now, actually. I've been playing
Okay,
that
yeah,
my whole life. Yeah, I love that game.
classic.
But, yeah, it's fucking awesome. But yeah, you know, I run the web store, so I'll see what orders we get and I'll send them out, take them to the post office, things like that. Maybe design some t-shirts. I do a lot of Photoshop work.
Oh
And
yeah.
then I just generally plot and scheme and plan, you know. That's I'm just like nefarious mastermind back here, just kind of figuring out what I want to do. You'd be absolutely staggered with the amount of tiny little shit you have to deal with being in a band that's active like this, on a day-to-day basis. So there's never a shortage of work. You know, every tour I announce, that's something that has to be handled in minute detail on a day-by-day basis for every day of that tour. So right now that the Wasp tour has been canceled, I actually don't have to worry about that. So that's taken a lot off my plate. But
Yeah.
the
That's the silver lining.
yeah, there's a lot of silver linings. But yeah, and then like with the Green Lung tour coming up next year, you know, that one I'm starting to TM already, and that's still 5 months off, you know. So um when you have these long tours, they kind of just start enveloping your life. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a, I bike, I walk, I work out, I play video games, I send emails, I ship packages, I write music, all you name it, man.
But there's a balance in that.
Yeah, I
Physical
keep,
activity, I think it's so important for a great balance, physical and
yeah,
mentally.
yeah, I usually go for about an hour a day, but that can be interrupted when there's like a show midweek. Like this last weekend, Metallica was on Friday and Sunday. And
Oh
so I
yeah.
was going up to Seattle to watch them and partying hard, and you're not working out the next day. But
Oh
you
no.
get
I,
to work out laying down when you're that hungover.
I know how I look after a Metallica show, and
Oh
it's
yeah,
not stopping after the show, obviously.
yeah, no, they ruled too. That was one of the best shows of my life. But yeah,
Oh, they're still so good.
yeah,
I was last time they went in Montreal, I was there, but the sound in the Olympic Stadium is it's like a toilet, man. It sounds
really,
so eco and but
bummer.
yeah, bummer.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it was still okay. But I know how Metallica can sound like outside and like in arenas. And
yeah,
I was, it's a little bit a letdown, but at the same time, their presence, and I was hearing everything. But people that were on the upper levels, it's
yeah,
like there's no guitar solo or there's no voice. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That
great.
sucks. Yeah,
Nothing else matters without voice. It's kind of shitty,
yeah,
man. So, my perception on the new album, I think it's first 100% onto others. I'm following the band since the first EP, and no, since the first album, Mana. That's
oh,
right. Yeah, I remember, still remember the first time I heard the band. I was like shopping at IKEA. And I was like, oh, that band is always coming up in the reviews, and why? And I was looking at the cover. I'm not sure. It's quite interesting, but I wasn't sure. And I
yeah,
did push play that time. And I remember I was shopping and the album ended. I was like, what the hell? That was so good and so different at the same time. And I'm not a fan of gothic metal or gothic rock, but I think you have something else to offer too. And I just push play again. And that album is still following me, man. Uh, it's a
thank,
wonderful album.
thank you. Worked
And
very
yeah, and I think Strength what was a kind of more darker album.
Yeah,
Still very good. A lot of great songs. And this one, like you said, there's a little bit of hope in some songs. It's not just all dark. There's
yeah,
different dynamics.
yeah,
Um, I will say most of the song are quite the like mid-tempo song, very catchy,
yeah,
that are centered uh, around your low voice. That is a trademark of the band,
yeah,
part of the DNA, as well as the clean guitar that I really like, a lot of them. And that was the first thing I recognized with the band at first. The low voice and the a lot of clean guitar for metal is it's not usual,
yeah,
but I love that so much. It's so melodic. And Sebastian Silva, always great guitar soloing with a lot of emotion, a lot of feelings. It's not extended. They are short, but very efficient. They
yeah.
are serving the song.
Yeah, he injects a lot of his prog metal influences and Japanese kind of. I think the genre is called visual K, but he's a big ex Japan fan, and
Oh my God.
I can't even name all
I
the
get it.
Japanese bands he's a fan of, but um, things like Duran Gray and stuff like that. And so you can kind of hear that in his soloing. He really like adds this prog element. And even if you go back to Mana and you listen to the end of Jackie, he
Yeah.
that's a sign of that. There's like a prog tapping thing there. And so
The
I
fade
like
out. The fade
yeah,
out
yeah,
solo, man.
I like having that
Oh,
element in our music because it wouldn't exist without Sebastian.
yeah, I think it's great. And I will take like even more of that. But at the same time,
Yeah,
maybe the just a small amount is the right dosing. I don't know, but it's always great to hear him. And he has a great stage presence as well. So that's great on him. And so what I wanted to say, because I'm just describing your sound how we know it, but there's something different also on this album. I think you went to the extreme of the spectrum. Like
yeah,
there's two sounds, like Flatline and Mama likes the door closed, that are hitting way harder than we were expected, and that's
yeah,
two of my favorite songs on this album. And you can go also a lot more you slow down the beat a little bit, almost. There's some ballads, not complete ballads, but part
yeah,
of them.
yeah.
So
Yeah, you have like Sunshine and Angel of the Night and stuff.
totally.
Yeah.
So why did you bring what did it come natural to bring those new elements? Because those trashy elements are great, and I like also the song, like you said, Sunshine is really nice, and it
Oh
it
yeah, yeah.
brings more
I mean,
diversity.
oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, like I've said, every time I talk about this, I just try to be honest. That's it. So, you know, uh, that's why you're getting songs like Flatline and songs like Sunshine, because I was just writing, a riff that day, and Sunshine, a lot of bands or people might be like, this is way too happy. It's a major riff. It won't work for my band. This doesn't sound like us. And it's like, it doesn't sound like you now, but it will later once you put it out. So,
Yeah.
uh, so just do it. If it's good, just do it. There's nothing stopping you, and no one gives a shit. People just want good music, and people want to be surprised. And songs like Flatline and Mama Likes the Doors Closed, that's just like, dude, I come from thrash metal is like my favorite genre of music. So like, I come from that background totally, and every once in a while, I just want to beat the shit out of my guitar and just shred. And so that's where you get songs like that. Yeah.
That's cool. I hope I will get more of that in the future, but at the
Yeah.
same time,
I was like, man, I kind of want to go full on ultra, ultra
full
like
throttle.
evil. Every song sounds like heroin on the next record. But we'll
Yeah,
see. Yeah.
that's a great song. But a good balance is like
Yeah, I
maybe
agree.
the
Well, I
perfect way
like
to
it too
do it.
because, like, I've been, for example, when we tour with different kinds of bands, like, we have the repertoire to where we can change around our set list to open up for so many different genres. If we're playing with black metal bands, we can throw Heroin, God's Work, Nightfall, things like that on there. If we're opening for like a pop punk band, I could play Jackie or Butterfly, and it doesn't really matter. So like I and same with the goth bands. Like I could put the really gothic ones like Single Solemn Rose and things like that.
Oh, that one
So
is one of
I've
my
been like
favorite.
wanting thanks. Yeah, I've been wanting to, open up for different genres of music and just test the waters and see like, hey, can we hold our own? Because, you know, while metal is our base, like there's no reason that I feel like a wider rock and metal audience shouldn't be able to relate to this music.
I agree. And it's funny you said the first thing you said is it's all about being honest with your
Yeah,
records, with your songwriting. And I was interviewing David Townsend, that I think you probably know,
yeah,
yesterday, and that's what he said. He said, "I really care about how well receive our my album because I can do another one, but at the
yeah.
same time, I want to be truly honest with everything I'm feeling while I'm writing songs,
Yep.
because if I'm not honest, why am I doing that at first?"
Exactly. If you're not being honest with yourself, what are you doing it for? And then the answer is usually fame or money, which are not good
Cash
pursuits.
grab,
Those should be those should be rewards for being true to yourself, not the goal, you know?
totally.
Yeah.
You talk about your favorite uh metal genre, trash metal, but I want to just have a little spark of what you think about your previous band, Spellcaster. Uh,
Yeah,
I really love the last album of Spellcaster, and
yeah,
I was like, when I discovered the band is because I was listening to Mana. I was like,
yeah,
oh, what those guys did before,
yeah,
or are they involved in other bands?
yeah,
And I picked up the last album of Spellcaster. I was like, oh shit, that's so good. The guitar playing in that is so
yeah.
great. Uh, what do you think about that last album? Even if you
Well,
broke
what?
up
Yeah.
after.
Well, what you're seeing with the last Spellcaster record was that was a period of some of the hardest work I've ever put into songwriting uh, in that band. And even though I was the bassist, what I did in that band, I would pitch in riffs. The other guys would pitch in riffs too, of course. But I would say, I was the main arranger, right? So when we come to practice, if anyone was leading a band practice, it was usually me going, this should go there, that should go there. And when, everyone left, I'm the one who would go home and be like, oh, how do we make this better? How do we move that there? This should be like this, that should be like that. Um, Not saying the other guys didn't do anything, but that was a big part in that band. I was always stoked on trying to arrange these songs as well as I could. Um, for me, I feel like the album could have been better, but it is what it is. Like musically, I think it's 100%. It's just lyrically and vocally, I don't feel like there was enough attention paid to what it was. And that's just because we were a confused band with five members who all wanted to do different things, you know?
Yeah.
Like like the singer wants it to be a modern metal band, like shiny and flashy. I just wanted to write good music that's cool. I don't know, just something that makes people move and it's exciting. My old guitarist is like, no, we've got to be true. We've got to keep it classic and true. And then the other guy is like shredding glam metal riffs and saying, and you're like, shit, man. Like, and our drummer's like, I love Slayer. I just want to bash on these. Uh,
Wow.
that band had no leader, right? Because while I was steering the ship, or I wasn't steering the ship, I was dragging the ship. Um, I wasn't in charge. So I would take care of business, I'd handle everything, but everything had to be run through another member of the band who was the
Okay.
founding, right? And so I actually didn't have any power to make decisions. And so everything, getting even simple tasks done, like having a band practice, was a nightmare. Everyone would always show up late. I mean, at one point, our guitarist didn't show up for 3 months, you know?
Holy shit.
Yeah, and we were just throwing beer bottles behind his amp because we were just like, hey, fuck this guy, you're wasting all of our time. And of course he shows up, has a tantrum. That's what that band was like. Fights all the time, disrespect, super toxic, and just
Oh my God.
anytime one person left the room, the other four guys were talking shit. And we were
Mm.
just four, five dudes in our 20s trying to figure it out. And I'm I'm sad it didn't work out, but I'm glad it ended for sure.
Yeah. Is that the one of the main reason of the name of the first EP, Don't Waste Your Time?
Yes, because
Yeah.
I feel genuinely like I wasted a lot of time with that band.
Yeah.
I Looking back, I probably should have quit years prior. I should have quit 4 years earlier than I did. I probably should have never have joined that band. But that being said, I learned a lot, you know.
Form it was formative.
Yeah, because check this out. Let's say I had formed my own more professional band earlier on, and we got the kind of attention that Idle Hands got when we started. But
Yeah.
I have none of the legal knowledge, none of the touring knowledge, none of the label knowledge of going, hey, what do labels actually do? Hey, what contracts should I actually sign? What do these terms mean? When I started Idle Hands, I knew what all that shit meant, and so it was nice being able to get started and not be completely fucked, like sign some, hey, 7 perpetual albums deal to some major label or something like that.
Yeah, totally. So you learn a lot of things, and it's through adversity that you become a better person, and that you
Yeah.
learn the most. Yeah,
Oh, we
I'm
had
not
some,
sure about that part.
oh, we had total adversity, man. I mean, that band, I could go on about that band. Our first drummer, um, he was addicted to drugs with our first singer, and we kicked them out, and they were like drug addicts and homeless on the street for years. And like,
Holy
uh,
shit.
yeah, luckily our drummer, the old drummer, he's gotten his stuff together, and I'm very proud of him. He's super cool dude. I hope my old singer is doing well too. I haven't seen him in a while, but um, it's just like tough shit. Like, just I wish, how it's like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You
Yeah,
know, yeah, that's kind of the vibe.
a good saying.
I tried so hard, and I'm sure I pushed people too hard, or I pushed for things that other people didn't want to do in that band. Perhaps, you never know. There's two sides to every story. But
Totally.
for me, it was like, come on, guys, let's be a band, let's tour, let's write music, and just like, nah, I'd rather get high. I'd rather smoke pot, or I'd rather just like do my laundry. You're like, dude, but it's like you don't want to do the work, but you also don't want to quit. And that's someone who needs to be fired.
You're stuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
And talking about concerts, if you can choose like amongst all the active bands, and you create a big tour around your band onto others, which you have four choices. Which band you will bring on tour, and even if it's an eclectic lineup, we don't care.
What
Just
am
for
I?
fun.
Am I opening or headlining?
Oh, you're headlining.
Oh, so opening bands.
But not okay.
Just
No
anywhere
opening
on the
band.
bill.
Just everybody
Anywhere.
is on the same level. Just
Okay.
we don't care. If it's
Oh, we don't care.
Metallica you want to
Just
bring in, you
okay.
can.
Okay.
But you
Oh,
will open for sure.
well, then it would go Iron Maiden, Ghost, Us, uh,
Oh my
and
God.
oh wait, no, King Diamond, then Us. I'll just put all the bigger bands above. Maybe actually, no. I think I do Ghost, Misfits, King Diamond, Us. That could be a fun one.
I said
Um,
four, so you can have Maiden too, because
oh
there's
yeah,
four band plus onto
Throw
other.
Maiden in there too.
So
Yeah.
you like theatrical performances.
To a degree. What Maiden's such a weird band for me because I never really I never had an emotional connection with them. Like, they've never given me goosebumps. You know what I mean?
Okay?
Uh, and but
But
I
live.
listened to them so much throughout my early 20s because I was in like the heavy metal scene, that you just know all their songs and all their music, and I went to all their concerts, that I was like, I genuinely love Seventh Son of a Seventh Son,
Oh my God.
Somewhere
So
Back in
good.
Time.
My two favorite
But like,
albums from Maiden.
yeah, me too. But like, even like Power Slave sometimes is a bit too dorky
That's
for
the
me.
one.
See, I do love the record, but again, like I said, it's like I never got goosebumps from it. Like, I like maybe Killers more than Power Slave, or even the self-titled. But yeah, I made it such a weird band for me. But yes, they hold a special place in my heart. Although Bruce Dickinson needs to stop telling people to stop smoking pot in the venue. It makes
Yeah, man.
makes him sound old.
You're not my father,
Hey,
man.
I didn't say that. Sorry, Bruce, if you heard that.
We love Bruce.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a it was a funny moment. We will say it like that. Uh, yes, and if you had the chance to meet yourself today, but the 10 years from now, Gabriel Franco, what
Yeah.
would you love him to say to you about the evolution of unto others and you as a human being?
That's a fucked up question. I don't even like thinking about that. Uh, 10 years from now, okay, so I'm 43 years old. I go, Gabe, I'm really glad you kind of took the reins on your life, and your focus and determination and hard work paid off, and your band's doing well, and you've got a great family and a great life where it's easy and smooth sailing, and you go on tours from time to time with your best friends, and yeah, you've done a great job, and you're in great health and great shape, and you go to the doctor twice a year and get a colonoscopy. I
My
actually,
God.
I hope in this future I'm only getting a colonoscopy once a year.
I had one in my life. I was 18 years old and it was a fucking nightmare, man.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be a lot more awkward when you're that young. You're less
Oh,
mature, so it's like really awkward. It's like going. I had to go to the physical as a kid, and they like make you cough and turn your head, and you're like, yeah. As an adult, I wouldn't give a shit now, and I'd be like, whatever, do what you need to do. But as a kid, it's awkward.
yeah. It's stressful. You're like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, yeah. If you can get it,
Why do we
yeah,
have to do that?
yeah,
And maybe a last question. I think we have 30 minutes.
yeah.
Okay, so it's 30 minutes already. Last
It's
question.
okay.
Uh
It's okay.
what's the musicians that you look up the most? That you like the most, that you love their writing the most, or it can be on an instrument or as a vocalist. Some of
Uh,
your favorite.
uh, as a lyricist and guitarist, James Hetfield. As a
Hmm.
businessman, Lars Ulrich. As
Hmm.
a lyricist, Mike Muir from Suicidal Tendencies and Neil Peart from Rush.
Oh,
As a
Neil
drummer,
Peart.
Neil Peart. And Sting as a guitarist.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sting.
Yeah. So the riffs, well, he's a bassist, I know,
He's a
but
bassist, yeah, but he plays
I think
guitar
he
as well.
tried a lot of those songs too. But yeah, I just really like Sting's music. But I might be biased because I've just been listening to a lot of Sting right now. But
But that's
uh,
cool, yeah.
and then also for lyrics, Tom Araya.
Oh, Tamaraya from Slayer, yeah. And
Lyrics are really, really good.
and I'm not the biggest Sting fans, but I had the chance to see him live like a few years ago, and I was so impressed by his performance, man. And
Yeah.
yeah, and I like him a lot more since then. It's not that I didn't like him. I didn't take the time to discover what he did after
Yeah.
the police.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I also left two out of there. Steve Perry from Journey for as a vocalist.
Oh,
This is singing, and then um, Stevie Nicks as a singer, and we'll throw in Blondie for Attitude.
hanging on the telephone.
Yeah, that's
That's a
right.
great song, man. Have
And
you
that one's a
ever
cover.
have you ever heard the cover of Synergy?
Uh-uh.
There's a band called Synergy, and Alexi Leo was in that band.
Yeah,
And it was Kimberly Goss, the singer,
yeah,
and they did a cover of Hanging on the Telephone, and it's a
yeah,
great cover.
yeah. Well, the Blondie version is a cover as well.
Yeah, it's a cover
Yeah,
of a cover.
it's a cover of yeah, yeah. But she made it popular, of course. But yeah, I love
Totally.
that song. That's probably my favorite song actually by Blondie. So
That's mine, for
yeah,
sure. It's
yeah,
a really nice, upbeat, funny song. So
yeah.
yes, as a conclusion, anything you'd love to share or to say to the fans, anything, it's your
Um,
time.
Thank you for supporting us. As the years go on, and being fun and nice people. Every time I meet any fan of ours, they're always the coolest. So I just appreciate the fact that people care about the music. So thank you. And our new record comes out in 15 days.
Yes, on September the 20th, Neverland. It's a great album. If you like already Unto Others, you will love this one. It's maybe the best one to date and the most diverse for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. It was a really enjoyable time, and hope to meet you on the road.
Pleasure. Yes, likewise, sir.
Yes, sir. Cheers,
All right.
man.
Bye bye.
Bye.